Right, exercise 12.3, question number 1. Okay, so here, simply what do we have to do? We have been given this diagram, and on this diagram there are several angles. So, we have to pick out which ones are the exterior angles. Okay, so actually that is part 1. So, we will start from A. A, so that is not an exterior angle. B is an exterior angle. Now we come to C. C is also another exterior angle. E. So before we go to E, D. D is not an exterior angle. E. That is also another exterior angle. Y. Y is not an exterior angle, but X, that is an exterior angle. So these are the exterior angles from this diagram. Right. Explain why the other angles are not exterior angles. Right. So if we think about simple A, right? This is the angle. If this is simple A, then we know this is also simple A. Why? Vertically opposite angles. So simple A, since it is a vertically opposite angle, it is not what? It is not an exterior angle. So this is what? Vertically opposite angle. Vertically opposite angle. So that will be the reason. Okay, then D, same reason, right? D is also a vertical opposite angle, no? If we think about this angle, what is the magnitude? That is also D. Why? Vertically opposite angle. Okay, then Y. So here the same reason, na? So if we talk about Y, what is the reason? Y is a straight angle. Right, question number 2. Find the value of each of the angles denoted by an English letter in each figure given below. Right, simple A. So simple A, that is an external angle. So we know in a triangle, sum of external angles are what? 360 degrees. So simply we can write A plus 135 plus 165, that is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So what is the reason? Sum of external angles of a triangle. So definitely you have to write the reason. Na? Okay. So A plus, so what is the value here? 100 plus 100, that is 200. 200 plus 90, 290 and 300. So 300, that is equal to 360. So A is equal to what? 360 minus 300. So A is equal to 60 degrees. Don't forget the unit. Huh? Right. Question number 2, part 2 under exercise 12.3. So here also we have what? A triangle. So all of these are what? External angles. So this is simple A. This is also simple A. Even if we don't know the value, since both of them have the same symbol, that means what? Both of them are equal in magnitude. So we can write A plus 140, that is equal to what? 360. So A plus A, what is that? 2A plus 140, that is equal to 360. So 2A, that is equal to what? 360 minus 140. So 2A, that is equal to what? 220. So I will divide this side by 2, do the same thing to the other side, right? So 110. So A is equal to what? 110 degrees. 110 degrees. And here, just as before, you have to write down the reason. Sum of external angles of a triangle is equal to 360 degrees. Right, third part. So here also we have to apply the same theory, right? So all of these angles are external angles. So X plus 145. What is the magnitude of this angle? 90 degrees. So that is equal to 360. So definitely you have to write the reason. Sum of external angles of a triangle, that is equal to 360 degrees. So here we have X plus 235, that is equal to 360. So X is equal to what? 360 minus 230. So here what will be the value? 0 minus 5 we can't do. 10 minus 5 we know that is 5. Here the remaining digit is 5. 5 minus 3 we get a 2. 3 minus 2 we get a 1. So x that is equal to 125 degrees. Exercise 12.3 question number 2 part 4. So here also we have a diagram where all the external angles of the given triangle has been marked. So we can write x plus x that is equal to 360 degrees. What is the reason? Sum of external angles of a triangle that is equal to 360. So these are like terms, so I can simplify them as 3x. 3x is equal to 360. So I have to find the value of x. So 3x I have to divide by 3. Do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so I will be getting what? 120. So the magnitude is 120. Part 5. Okay. In this angle, we have to calculate the external angle. Magnitude of the external angle. Right? So I'll mark this angle as simple A. So what is the value of simple A? Simple A is equal to what? 180 minus 43. Right? So what is that? What is the reason? We can name this side as, or we can name the triangle as capital ABC. So here we have to write the reason. What is the reason? AB, it is a straight line. Right? We know that if we think about these two angles, right? These two angles are what? If this is a straight line, these two angles are adjacent angles. So we know if we consider one side of a straight line and if we calculate the sum of adjacent angles, magnitude of the sum of adjacent angles, it will be what? 180. So from that we can calculate the value of A. Right? So here what is the reason? If you put simply AB is a straight line, the idea is there. Right? So 180 minus 43. 180 minus 40 we get 140. 140 minus 3 we get 137. Right. So that is the value of A. So here A is what? 137. So here A is what? 137. Okay. Now A plus x plus 148. What is that? What is the sum equal to? 360. Right. So I can write 137 plus, if we go from here clockwise, what is that? 137 plus 148 plus x, that is equal to 360. What is the reason? Sum of external angles of a triangle. Okay, so 137 plus 148. So 100 plus 100 we get what? 200. 200 plus 70 we get what? 270. To that we have to add another 15. So this becomes what? 285. So x plus 285, this is equal to 360. So x is equal to what? 360 minus 285. Right. So here what is the value? 10 minus 5, we know that's a 5. So here the remaining digit will be 5. 15 minus 8, what is that? 7. Here the remaining digit is 2. 2 minus 2, we get a 0. Right? So in this question, the angle x is equal to 75 degrees. Question number 3. Right? So we have been given a diagram. So under that we have several questions. According to the information marked on the figure, part 1, find BRC. BRC. Okay. BRC. BRC. That means this angle. Right? So, if we consider the triangle BRC, right? If we consider the triangle BRC, right? We can write what? 30 plus angle BRC plus 40, that is equal to what? 180. So definitely you have to write down the reason. What is the reason? Sum of internal angles of a triangle. Right? So BRC plus 70, that is equal to 180. That means angle BRC, that is equal to 180 minus 70, which is 110 degrees. So just as before, keep in your mind to write down the unit. Okay, so here we will write R as 110. Then part 2, what do we have? APC. So here I have forgotten to mark P. So P is here. Right, APC. Okay, so we have to calculate the angle APC. So if we think about the triangle APC triangle, right? So this triangle, so we can write 30 plus 20 plus APC, that is equal to 180 degrees. Sum of internal angles of a triangle, so you have to write down the reason. So APC plus 50, that is equal to 180. APC, that is equal to 180 minus 50, which is what? 130. APC, it is 130. So we will write 130 here. Right, third part, we have to find the angle BQA. BQA. Right, so if we consider the triangle PQR, right? PQR triangle and the external angles of them, right? So we will mark. So this will be AQB or BQA, right? So think about the PQR triangle and the external angles of it, right? So we can write 130 plus 110 plus AQB or BQA. Both are the same. BQA, that is equal to 360 degrees. So you have to write the reason, right? So we can simplify these two, which will be 240 plus BQA is equal to 360. So BQA, that is equal to what? 360 minus 240, which will be what? 120 degrees. So the angle BQA, that is 120 degrees in magnitude. Right, exercise 12.4, under that question number 1. So there we have what? Find the value of simple A marked in each figure. So this is a quadrilateral. So all of these angles are what? External angles. So in a quadrilateral, if we take the sum of external angles, it is equal to what? 360. So we can write simple A plus 83 plus 92 plus 75, that is equal to what? 360. So always you have to mention the what? Reason. So within brackets you have to write sum of external angles of a right. So all of these are what? These are like terms. So simple A plus, we have to add these together. So 80 plus 90, what is that? 170. 170 plus 70, that is 240. So 3 plus 2, that is 5. 5 plus 5, that is 10. So 240 plus 10, that is 250. So this is equal to 360. So A is equal to what? 360 minus 250. So what is the value of A? The value will be 116 degrees. Always remember, you have to mention the unit. Right, so now we will move to the second part, right? So in the second part also we have a diagram where we have all the angles that is mentioned are what? These three are, not all the angles, these three are what? External angles. So we can find the value of this external angle, right? Okay, so first of all, we can calculate this external angle, right? So we know this is a straight line. So if we consider one side, right? If we consider one side of a straight line, all the adjacent angles are what? The sum is equal to 180. So definitely this angle, that means from here to here, what is the magnitude? 150. Right? Right. So we know the magnitude of this angle, which is 150. Also, this angle is what? An external angle. So now we can use what? The theorem, the sum of external angles of a quadrilateral is equal to what? 360. So we can write what? Simple A plus, simple A plus, simple A plus 150, that is equal to 360. So we can simplify these as what? 3A plus 150, that is equal to 360. So 3A, that is equal to what? 360 minus 150. So 3A, that is equal to what? 0 minus 0, that's a 0. 6 minus 5, that's a 1. 3 minus 1, that's a 2. So here we have to find the value of A. So we will divide this side by 3 and this side also by 3. So I can cancel off these two 3's. 3 times 1, 3 times 70. So the value of A angle is what? 70 degrees. Right. So now we come to the third part of question number 1 in exercise 12.4. So here also we have to calculate the value of simple A. So we have a quadrilateral just as before. So all of these angles are what? External angles. So we can write what? Simple A plus 2A plus A, 2A plus A plus 2A, that is equal to 360 degrees. Right? So always remember, you have to mention what? You have to mention the reason. Sum of external angles of a triangle, that is equal to what? 360. So all of these are like terms. So I can rewrite this or simplify this as what? 6A. 6A, that is equal to 360. So I can divide this side by 6. Do the same thing to the other side. So A is equal to what? 360 divided by 60? 60 degrees. So the value of A is 60 degrees. And another thing, so in this question, right, it is mentioned we only have to find the value of simple A, right? So in part 3 of this question, we have A and 2A. So since in the question, it is not asking us to find the value of all the angles, it is enough when we only find the value of simple A. අපිට simple A වල value එක විතරනේ හොයන්න කියන්නේ ගානේ මුලින්ම. හරිද? දැන් මේ ගානේ මෙහෙම දීලා තිබ්බනම් එහෙම වැඩේ වෙනස් වෙනවා. හරිද? දැන් මේ ගානේ මෙහෙම දීලා find the magnitudes of all angles. එතකොට all angles කියලා කිව්වහම මෙතන A ඉන්නවා මෙතන 2A ඉන්නවා. එතකොට A ගේ 2A ගේ දෙන්නගෙම හොයන්න ඕනේ. හරි? හැබැයි අපිට මේ ගානේ simple A වල value එක විතරයි හොයන්න කියන්නේ. ඒක හන්ද අපි මෙතනින් නැවතුනකොම ඇති. Right. Question number 2. Find the value of each of the angles based on the given figure. Right. So we have 3 parts there. First part is what? What is the value of angle X? So here we have angle X. This angle is 110. So we know when we add these two values together, what do we get? 180. So part 1, X plus 110, that is equal to what? 180. What is the reason? Sum of adjacent angles of a straight line considering one side. Right? Ekali unknown. So X is equal to what? 180 minus 110. So value of X, that is what? 70 degrees. So part 1, we get what? 70 degrees. So here part 1, this is value of X. Value of X, it is 70 degrees. Second part, what is the value of simple A? Right. So here we have simple A. So we can see that simple A is an external angle. So we have 4 external angles along with simple X. Right? Right. So therefore we can write what? A plus 140 plus X plus 85, that is equal to 360 degrees. What is the reason? Sum of external angles of a quadrilateral. So we know the value of x, which is what? 70. So we can rewrite this as what? A plus 140 plus value of x, that is 70, plus 85, that is equal to 360. Right, so 140 plus 70, what is that? 210. 210 plus 85, what is that? 295. So a plus 295, that is equal to 360. So a is equal to what? 360 minus 295. So we get what? A equals 0 minus 5 we can't do. 10 minus 5, we know that's a 5. Here the remaining digit is 5. 5 minus 9 we can't do. 15 minus 9, we know that's a 6. So here the remaining digit is 2. 2 minus 2, that's a 0. So value of simple A is what? 65 degrees. So value of simple A, that is 65 degrees. Part 3, they are asking value of simple B. Right? What is that? A plus B, we know that is 180 degrees. Why? This is a straight line. These two angles are adjacent angles, right? We know when we consider the sum of adjacent angles on one side of a straight line, what is that? 180. Sum is 180, right? Okay, so simple A, that is 65 degrees now, right? So A is 65 degrees plus B, that is equal to 180. B, that is what? 180 minus 65, right? 180 minus 60, what is that? 120. 120 minus 5, that is 115. So simple B, that is 115. Right. Right. Question number 3. Find the magnitudes of the angles marked in the figure as simple A, simple B, and simple C. Okay. So at a glance, we can easily calculate what? Both of these angles. Right? Why? If we consider these two angles, if we add these together, it will equal up to what? 180. It will equal to 180. Why? This is a straight line. We are considering adjacent angles on one side of it. Sarala rekava. Eka pattaka thiyena adjacent angles tika, right? So we can write A plus 110, that is equal to what? 180. So A is equal to what? 180 minus 110. So A, that is what? 70 degrees. Hari. So then simple B. In the same manner we can calculate simple B. So B plus 85, what is that? 180. So B is equal to what? 180 minus 85. So 180 minus 80, that is 100. 100 minus 5, that is 95 degrees. So simple B, that is equal to 95 degrees. Here also you have to write down the reason. So simple B, that is 95 degrees. 95 degrees. Okay. So if we think about these four angles, 110, 70, simple C and simple B, all of those angles are what? External angles. So we know sum of external angles of a quadrilateral, that is what? 360. So we can write from here C plus 70 plus 110 plus B. What is B? 95. That is equal to what? 360. What is the reason? Sum of external angles of a quadrilateral. You have to write it. Reason එක අනිවාර්යෙන් ලියන්න ඕන. Right. So now I can simplify these three numbers. So C plus 70 plus 110, that is 180. 180 plus 90, that is 270. 270 plus 5, that is 275. So that is equal to 360. So C is equal to what? 360 minus 275. 0 minus 5 we can't do. 10 minus 5 we know that's a 5. Here the remaining digit is 5. 5 minus 7 we can't do. 15 minus 7 we know that is 8. Here the remaining digit is 2. 2 minus 2, that's a 0. So C is what? 85. So value of simple C, that is 85 degrees. Right. Right. Here also we can calculate the values of these two or the magnitude of these two angles very easily. Right. So we can write C plus 72, that is equal to 180 degrees. So C is equal to what? 180 minus 72. That means සම්බන්ධ අනිවාර්යෙන් තේරෙන්න ඕන. හරි? එතකොට ඒක reason එකත් ඔයාලා ලියන්න ඕන. Right? So here what is the value of C? 108 degrees. Right? C අපිට එනවා 108 degrees කියලා. B, what is that? Same thing, right? B plus 108 degrees, that is equal to what? 180. So B is equal to what? 180 minus 108. So simple B, that is equal to 72 degrees. 72 degrees. Right? So simple B, that is 72 degrees. Right. So still we need to calculate the value of simple A. So if you take a very good look at simple A, C, B and 105, all of those four angles are what? If we consider the type, all of those are external angles, right? So we can write in this manner, A plus C plus B plus 105, that is equal to 360. This is 105. 105, that is equal to 360. What is the reason? Sum of external angles of a quadrilateral. So A, that is the angle. We need to calculate the magnitude, right? B is 72 degrees. C is 108 degrees. Then we have 105. So that is equal to 360. Then A plus 72 plus 108, that is 180. 180 plus 100, that is 280. 280 plus 5, what is that? 285. So that is equal to 360. So what is the value of A? 360 minus 285. Right? So 0 minus 5, we can't do. 10 minus 5, we know that's a 5. So here the value remaining digit is what? 5. 5 minus 8, we can't do. 15 minus 8, we know that's a 7. So here the remaining digit is 2. 2 minus 2, that's a 0. So the value of simple A angle, that is what? 75 degrees. Right. Question number 4. Find the values of simple X and Y in each figure. Right. So this is part 1. Huh? So we know that if this angle is 118, we can find the value of this angle. What is that? 180 minus 118, no? So 180 minus 100, we get what? 80. 80 minus 18, we get what? 62 degrees. That means this angle is 62 degrees. Right. In the same manner, this angle, what is that? We can calculate it using what? 180 minus 122, no? දැන් ඒවා තේරෙන්න ඕන. So 180 minus 100, we get what? 80. 80 minus 20, we get 60. 60 minus 2, we get 58. That means this angle is 58 degrees. Okay. And if we think about this triangle, we can calculate this angle, the magnitude of this angle. What is that? 62 plus 58, what is that? 60 plus 50, that is 110. 110 plus 10, we get what? 120. Right? So we are considering, what is this? This is a triangle, no? So sum of internal angles of a triangle, what is that? 180. So if we subtract 120 from 180, we get the value of this angle, right? So 180 minus 120, what is that? 60 degrees. That means this angle is 60 degrees. Then clearly we can say the value of x is what? 120, right? So x plus 60, what is that equal to? 180. Why? This is a straight line. Right? So we have to write down the reason. So x is equal to what? 180 minus 60. So what is that? 120. So the value of angle x is what? 120. Right. So we will just write down the value of simple x angle, which is 120 degrees. So still we have to calculate simple y. If this is simple y, this is also simple y, no? Y, vertically opposite angles. We can calculate this angle, y. Think about the small triangle, right? Internal angle, sum of internal angles is what? 180. We know the magnitude of two angles, right? So when we add these together, what is the value, right? So we will rename this angle as simple P Q R, not simple, capital P Q R, right? So, and this is y, no? So that means this is also y. So we can write what? PQR triangle. So we can write y plus 60 plus 70, that is equal to what? 180. Why? What is the reason? Sum of internal angles of a triangle. So we can write, so y plus 60 plus 70, what is that? 130. So that is equal to 180. So value of y is what? 180 minus 130. So y is equal to what? 50 degrees. 50 degrees. So here angle y, the magnitude is what? 50 degrees. Right. So here we have a figure where we have to calculate the values of simple x and simple y. Okay. So we can easily say, if this is 25 degrees, this is also 25 degrees, no? Why? Vertically opposite angles. Okay? In the same manner, if this is 105, this angle is what? 75 degrees, right? If we add up these two angles, it should be equal to 180. So if this angle is 105, this angle is definitely 75 degrees. Then we can clearly calculate the magnitude of y. Okay. So for AED triangle, we can write down 25 plus 75 plus simple y, that is equal to 180 degrees. What is the reason? Sum of internal angles of a triangle. So 25 plus 75, that is 100. 100 plus y, that is equal to 180. Y is equal to what? 180 minus 100. So y is what? 80 degrees. So here the value of angle y, that is 80 degrees. So now we have to calculate the value of simple x. Okay. Think about these three angles, 128, 62 and 105. What are those? Those are external angles. If we think about the vertex capital A, this is the external angle, which is x. So we can write x plus 128 plus 62 plus 105, that is equal to 360. Sum of external angles of a quadrilateral. So x plus, right, so here we have 20 plus 60, that is 80. So 180, 180 plus 10, we have 190. 190 plus 100, that is 290. 290 plus 5, that is 295. So x plus 295, that is equal to 360. X is equal to what? 360 minus 295. So 0 minus 5 we can't do. 10 minus 5, we know that's a 5. Here the remaining digit is 5. 5 minus 9 we can't do, right? 15 minus 9, we know that's a 6. Here the remaining digit is what? 2. 2 minus 2, that's a 0. So the value of x is what? 65 degrees. Right. Right. So this is question number 5 of exercise 12.4. Right. So we have been given a diagram. What is the value of simple A plus simple B plus simple C plus simple D? Right. So simple A, simple B, simple C, simple D. If we think about this quadrilateral, all those angles are what? External angles. So we can write part 1, simple A plus simple B plus simple C plus simple D, that is equal to 360 degrees. Right. Then what is the value of simple B plus simple C plus simple E? Okay, simple B, simple C and simple E. So if we think about this large triangle, all those angles, all three of those angles are what? External angles. So these are what? External angles. Right? External angles of this large triangle. So what is the sum of them? That is equal to 360 degrees. 360 degrees. According to the answers of part 1 and part 2, show that E is equal to A plus D. Right. So we can number this as 1 and this as 2. Right. So since both of these values are equal, we can rewrite this as what? A plus B plus C plus D, that is equal to what? B plus C plus E. So I can cancel off BC. So A plus D, that is equal to E. Right? So if we flip the sides, the values are also the same. Right.